Hello, hi, and welcome to the House of Order. I am Calliope Black.
And I'm May Aldrin King.
And this is Shin Megami Tensei Eclipse. For those unaware, this game is a uh, tabletop role-playing campaign based off of the series of Shin Megami Tensei. We use a modified homebrew version of the second edition Cypher rule set. Um, this video does fall under fair use, and the series falls under fair use, as the content itself is actively transformative of the original work of Shin Megami Tensei, and the main enjoyment factor is the story that I tell and not the inspiration nor the images I use to aid it. Um, that being said, Shin Megami Tensei and Megaten and all that are the intellectual property of Atlus. I in no way am claiming ownership over the series nor the images of demons that I'm going to be using. Um, though that's entirely Atlas, and if you have yet to play a Shin Megami Tensei game, I would highly recommend it. I wouldn't be here making the series if I didn't love Shin Megami Tensei. Um, and now with that out of the way, I think we can jump right into it. Today is a day like any other. You kind of wake up in your fucking mansion of a house, same time as usual. You get dressed, kind of thing. Same time as usual. Everything is, by all means, normal. It's a little lonely. Your mother is out doing work for her grand project, and you actually do get to see Sayuri actually finish up her breakfast and leave to go for her tutoring. Um, do you say anything to Sayuri before she leaves?
Um, I'd probably mother her a bit, like make sure she's got her lunch, you
That's
know.
adorable, yeah.
And then
Sayuri's,
it's not like, hey, I packed your lunch for you. It's like make sure you got your lunch,
yeah.
you know.
It's a little awkward just because your relationship's been a little on the rocks since the split, but it's still it's
Fuka
it's still
still cares.
wholesome. Yeah, Fuyuko still cares. And yeah, Sayuri leaves the house. What is Fuyuko doing today?
Um,
What do you think her
Fuka,
routine would be?
let's see. She probably spends plenty of time like doing personal studying,
Mhm.
since she so the family's business is just like it's business stuff. So sorry.
I mean,
Um,
I can tell you what the family business is.
I would love to know if there's an idea. If
Oh yeah,
you
there
know.
is a general thing, and I do remember telling you a little bit, but your mother, although you can trace your family heritage way back, and you've always been high class kind of politics kind of thing way back in like the Edo period. Your family was one of the renowned samurai, or samurai, who were of the ruling class kind of thing. So you've always been top dogs. As of recently, kind of adapted to the times, adjusted to the times, your mother has started a branch of research and looking into, yeah, it is a research company which is now funded by the government, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Gonna sorry. Make sure I don't forget.
mhm,
So it's I'm sure. Well, if since the family's in charge of the business, they'll work more the business side, of course.
mhm,
But Ryuko would see it would like see it as or see it as mandatory for herself. Even though it isn't, to like at least understand a bit of what the company's doing. So she spent maybe about like a year now, maybe a bit more, like doing her own research and like basically like understanding the types of research the family or the company has been doing, so that when she does like take on an official role in the business, she understands what's going on.
yeah. One thing that's actually kind of interesting is a lot of, you've noticed this, a lot of documents have a lot redacted to even you, which
That's
is
odd.
It is odd. But it's something you've kind of got used to. Of a lot of it's redacted, you've got a good grasp on like the business side of things. You know that the company had merged with another company or made a business deal for better technology. It was actually an American company, actually, who they'd flown all the way over here, kind of think the CEO, for a deal. You know this because you remember Sayuri was going to be an arranged marriage for this deal, because your family's,
Yeah.
always been a bit traditional. And so you know, kind of thing, how much money you're getting from the government, things it's rough things that's being spent on stuff like that. But a lot of the actual findings are redacted. Um, which is very curious. And it's something you've noticed. I imagine Fuyuko's probably kind of like any other day looking through some of the business side of things.
Yeah, looking through the business side, and then when she like looks something like doesn't understand what it is, she'll like go off on like look through like research papers and shit like that to like until she like understands what she wants. She doesn't want to just like be able to read the thing. She wants to understand what it means
Yeah.
as much as she can.
Yeah. So yeah, you'd probably be doing that for the majority of the morning, kind of thing, having lunch while you're doing it. And eventually you take a little break, I imagine, kind of, because you've been at it for quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little bit after lunch. Actually, no, it'd be about halfway through the afternoon, kind of thing. So it has been a while. You've been up for a while. As you're taking your break, um, you something odd would happen, actually, because that voice in your head, grown
Yeah.
all too familiar with over these years, speaks again. But he speaks in a way you've never heard it speak before.
How does
And
it speak?
it sounds distressed, urgent, concerned, and you hear it say, "Ryuko, you need to leave. Now."
Why?
Why is not important.
What's going on?
Grab whatever you think is necessary and leave now.
And it's never said anything
It's-
like this before.
No. It very rarely tells you what to do. It's kind of, backseating in your own life, but it doesn't tell you what to do. It just, waits for you to do something, and then it's like, that was fucking stupid, kind of thing. Like, it feels very
Yeah,
detached.
it's passive.
It's passive. This is an active command, as if it's concerned.
She just like takes a second to like process that,
Mhm.
and then she like not at top speed, but like she doesn't quite understand what's going on, but like with some degree of like okay, not taking my time.
Mhm.
She like fuck, it's modern day. She like grabs her phone, stuff like
Grabs your phone,
like
probably
her phone keys.
important stuff. Yeah, he would probably instruct you to grab a few things, like some
Like
of your
some computer.
notebooks. Yeah. Some of your
Yeah.
notebooks, he does instruct you to take. For example, some of your starting items would likely be some of the stuff he tells you to take. He does
Yeah.
tell you to take a pair of sunglasses as well. And you'll see
We're going to the
why.
beach.
Yeah, you'll see why. You'll see why. Don't worry.
Ryuko is puzzled, but takes sunglasses.
And as you exit the house, you think you might know why. Now, because you see the sky is dark. It's black. And you'd see a solar eclipse going on.
Ryuko thinks she sees what it means, and she puts on the sunglasses and
And the voice says, "You need to go a little farther."
As she goes, she puts on the sunglasses and like looks up at it because she doesn't. I assume she doesn't remember there being a scheduled solar eclipse.
No, it was not a thing that was said that was going to happen. But yeah, does Fuyuko get a little farther away from her house?
And Yeah, like she's like not quite a jog, but like a hurried walk.
Yeah.
And like looking up as she goes, maybe it's um maybe it's just like a smog cloud or something like that.
Mhm.
Like it can't be a solar eclipse. Then the soonest one was going to be 3 years from now.
Yeah, that kind of vibe. Um, but yeah, you kind of walk a little bit further. You begin to see something even stranger. Roll me a speed roll, difficulty of 1.
Okay,
So it's
so
roll
that's just me.
a
So that's me
20-sided
rolling a
dice.
d20.
Yes.
And if no, I'm joking. 11.
Okay. You would notice the solar eclipse kind of got the black circle and it's got the orange fire kind of around it.
Yeah, the Dark Soul sign.
Yeah, the Dark Souls. Some of
But
that
without the bleeding.
fire begins to break off.
Never mind with the bleeding.
Begins to break off and kind of streak across the sky like shooting stars. And it starts off small.
Are they perchance heading in a kind of this way direction?
You're one step ahead of me. They're kind of
three,
streaking across
three
the sky like
eclipses
shooting
ahead.
stars. But you see it begins to get a little more frequent as you watch. And then they are a little bit bigger. And then you notice some of them, they're getting bigger as they reach the horizon. As if they're not going across the sky, they're falling down. And that's when the voice gets even more dire. You aren't far enough away.
At this point, Fuyuko's gonna start running.
Yeah, so he starts running, and
Like,
that's
shit.
probably when you would feel an intense heat behind you as you hear a crash. And if you turn around, you would see your house, your mansion, your manor obliterated by what looks to be a fiery star that fell from the sky, from the sun. Magma and fire and heat is there, and you see it happening in other places. Smoke is rising from the sky. You see cracks in the ground as it gets more and more intense. Screams begin to ring out from the streets as people panic. What does Fuyuko do?
She pulls out her phone and calls her sister.
The phone rings, and it rings, and I'm just trying to remember, where is Sayuri here right now? Yeah, it rings, and it goes to voicemail. And I'm gonna tell you now, you'd get a chance to look around a bit more. It's still the screams, the chaos, the panic, the heat, the smog, cracked earth. You see something strange. Stranger than all of this. You see what appears to be creatures begin to roam the streets. They look twisted. They look like they look they look like living creatures, but no creature you've ever seen looks anything close to them. They look like they're from myth, from fantasy. But they all look all too real and grim and dark. You see what appears to be dragons flying across the sky. You see Oni demons kind of thing roaming the streets, slashing at people with giant steel weapons and breaking apart bricks as the panic multiplies. You see giant hulking monoliths of stone and of other elements roaming around, breaking infrastructure and killing people by hundreds. What does Fuyuko do?
Okay. So before putting away, so with her phone still at her ear, hearing the voicemail start, she asks the thing in her head, "What is going on?" You clearly know something about this.
The voice in your head just responds, "This, Fuyuko, this is the end of the world." And yeah, the voicemail would then have the little, leave a message after the beep, and beep.
Uh, Fuyuko will say, Sayori, don't come back to the house. Wherever you are, stay safe. I'll come find you. And then she's gonna hang up.
Alright, you kind of hang up, and you hear some footsteps behind you. And not like human footsteps, loud, thundering footsteps, like metal boots.
She turns around.
She turns around, alright. You would see something, fucking massive, approaching you. I'm going to send you a picture.
I would love a picture.
Demons. Ippon You see this. And it is much taller than you. And
Hello,
it's
Mr. Blacksmith.
slamming its tools together, takes a step closer. And its eye is trained on you. And you hear the voice in your head speak out again. Fuyuko, you are going to die here.
Gee, thanks.
If you try and fight, it will overpower you. If you try to run, it will catch you. If you try to hide, it will find you.
She's like slowly taking steps away from it.
We have one option. What is? I'm curious. What's going through Fuyuko's head right now?
She's not often overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
This is not often.
This is not often, yeah. And the voice in your head kind of speaks. We can fuse. I share a piece of myself with you, and you give a piece of yourself to me. In exchange for a little bit of control, I give a little bit of power. And as he speaks, you notice the figure takes another step forward. We don't have a lot of time, Fuyuko. So I'm gonna try and keep this brief. You know how this world works. How it should work. And now, it's all been put to hell. Ruined. Does that not anger you? Does it not make your blood burn at the thought? You had status. You had power. You were the linchpin in the system that kept everything together, and that system is burned to ash, and soon you will be too. For no other sin other than, well, someone else's. No fault of your own. Does that not anger you?
I would like to note that Fuyuko takes note of caused by someone else's sin.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How is Fuyuko's reaction to that?
This does make her angry. Angry at what's going on, angry at this voice for just being so superior to her.
Alright, well, the figure in front of you takes another step forward in the clanking of the metal. It thinks it's better than you. Does it not? Can't you see it in its eyes? And you can kind of see it, honestly. The way that demon, that figure, looks at you with bloodlust. It knows it can kill you at any moment. And the voice speaks out again. It says, does that not anger you? And the voice almost kind of, it moves around in your head as if the person is walking around from the left of you to the right of you, kind of thing, pacing as it gives its pitch. And the figure takes another step forward. I can grant you strength beyond strength, the power of a god. And together we can kill it. The dirt that thinks itself superior to us. Does that not sound ever so beautiful, Viuko? What is Fuyuko's reaction to that?
She pauses a moment, and then she says out loud, "Then give me the power to make this thing my bitch."
Okay, you hear a chuckle. That's more like it. You see a figure in front of you. Not the demon, but a new one. It looks like a static, a man made of static kind of thing. You get the impression this is the voice's best attempts at manifesting itself. You can't see any defining features, any color, just a man of static. And it reaches its arm out to you with its hand outstretched. It says, take my hand, and I'll take yours. And with our bodies and souls merged and entwined, we'll have the power to decimate armies.
Fuyuko reaches out her hand and does the finger touch thing.
The finger touch
assume.
thing? Oh no, it was like outstretched its hand to kind of
yeah.
shake it.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking too much into this.
Yeah, it is to shake Fuyuko's hand.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry. Give me a second. Okay. Then Fuyuko just reaches out her hand and grasps it.
You feel it. You see as your hand gets closer to the static, some of the static begins to part, and you get to actually see a more defined feature. And you get to see about, a decent amount of its hand as you grab it. And you see its claws dig into your skin too. Good choice. And before you're able to process anything, that figure dissipates. And you see the demon is still a little bit of ways, a few steps closer, and he'll be able to kill you now. And as it dissipates, you notice demon's closer now. Everything feels pale and kind of dulled and muted in comparison to the pain you feel in your hands. As the demon approaching you doesn't matter anymore. You can't even process that, as it feels as if your hands are being torn apart piece by piece and put back together. And it's not burning, it's not cold, it's just nothing. It's no sensation you could ever, describe it to. It's just your entire being ripped apart and remade. And when that feeling dissipates, you look down at your hands, and they're different. They look almost artificial. They look synthetic, of a little bit larger than your own, a white hand, accents of a toxic green and gold and gilded in gold, with claws going to a point. and symbols on the palms, and it fades off into your human skin kind of thing after a bit, and you're able to move it like your own hands, but it feels a little foreign, as if it's not really your own.
Hmm.
And the voice sounds clearer now. And it just says, that anger, that rage, let it boil to the surface once more. Outstretch your hand, and I can do the rest.
Fuyuko outstretches her hand, pointing at the demon.
And you feel the anger, and you feel your blood begin to boil, literally. And you see that
Oh.
toxic green, like accents and colors, those gemstones on that hand, they begin to turn red, and in a flash, you see from your hand a beam of hot fire launched into the skull of that demon, and it melts some of that metal. And then, the red goes back to that toxic green. And you see that the demon kind of stumble back a second and hold its wound, and you see the smoke and steam come off from its head, now melted slightly, as it stumbles and doesn't quite fall over, but it's close. What is Fuyuko's reaction to that?
She puts. Sorry.
No, you're good.
She consciously puts a pin in the questions and decides that for now she's just gonna kill this thing.
Yeah. You feel almost as if the voice is smiling at that, grinning with a satisfaction. That power is yours now, as much as it is mine. Your anger is a tool. Use it. And yeah, you feel as if in your bones you can feel it instinctually that he is right. The voice is right. You can do that now. To channel your anger into pain for other beings. So what would you like to do to this Ipondatara?
Well, more fire, please.
More
That,
fire!
that that seems quite effective. More
Alright.
fire, please.
More fire. Kind of outstretch your hand again, that same red glow, and then you feel your... Are you going to use the second ability of Burning Blood? The additive dark damage as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah,
Alright.
Riko's gonna feel out this power.
Alright. So you go to do the same thing, and you feel as if, as you're about to do it, you feel as if you can put more into it. As you let that rage, that anger boil, you feel a pain in your arm. Just a little sharp. A little like sharp pain kind of thing, as if you've been stabbed, but then or like you get stabbed with something and then it quickly fades away, like, that kind of pain. It's like that
Yeah.
in your hand, and you see the fire is, when it shoots out, is twisted and dark. It's a white hot fire with black flames as well. And when it hits the demon, it doesn't just melt away more of that fire, but it leaves what you at first thought was scorch marks isn't. Black tar with like acid that begins to disintegrate more and more of the demon as the bones jut out, and you see it melt and die, disintegrating into ash in front of you. How does Fuyuka react to this?
How would anyone react to that?
Is it
Tell
not,
me.
is it not
Thing.
beautiful?
It is. But tell me, Thing. Tell me everything you know about what's going on.
Gladly. We should probably get to a bit more of a secure location first. I would hate to be interrupted by one of those demonic filth.
I take it you have a place in mind?
We can... I have somewhere we should probably go, but it will take a while to get there. The streets are a bit too busy right now to be safe to travel. Any place nearby that you know would be secluded works. And I'll say, out of character for Yuko, you do know there's a train station nearby that goes underground.
Yeah?
So you could...
It's always train stations in the apocalypse, isn't it?
It's Japan. It's Japan.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can head there. And as you head there, the voice begins to speak.
If nothing else, limited entrances.
Yeah. The voice will speak as you head over there. This is the end. The apocalypse. The merging of the two worlds. Yours and, well, I wouldn't say mine, but theirs. And he's kind of gesturing to the demons around the place. The demonic and the mortal.
If you are not like them, then what is your world?
I am the closest you'll ever get to seeing a god.
Fuyuko's not entirely sure what kind of question to follow that. So instead she'll pivot to a different question.
Yeah. I am the closest you'll get to seeing God. It's just, okay then.
She's put a lot of pins in a lot of things right now. Then the thing I killed was also a demon.
Yes, that is the terminology for it, although there is a more specific name for each type.
What about the one I killed?
Ipondatra. Brutish things. Any other questions?
That sounded slightly aggressive.
A little. Yeah, by this point you would be at the subway station. So.
Before she heads down, she pauses and asks, "Do you know where my sister is?"
Oh, you're serious. I
That makes her mad.
I am not omniscient, Fuyuko. You could ask me where any one of billions of people would be, and my answer would be the same. I do not know. Chances are she's dead. Now, do you have a more pressing question? Something that would actually be you'd benefit from asking, perhaps?
Fuyuko's not... With that answer, Fuyuko's not going to respond for a few minutes, and she's going to head down.
Fair.
She had a few questions, but... she feels like asking questions would dignify it, just in some way.
Oh, that's great.
So she makes the decision not to ask questions.
Fair. And it won't speak until you have to ask one again.
Well, and I assume there's no one else in the subway.
No. The entire thing,
So-
like the lights are off kind of thing. it's pretty abandoned, kind of.
She's
No
gonna
one thought to stay underground.
she's gonna start heading along the track, like not in the track, but like looking perhaps to one of those maintenance stations to see
Oh.
like one if there's anything useful, two if there's a way to make it more safe.
Define
because-
more safe.
Out of the way, not but basically it's the fact that it like something that like it's harder to notice or like
Oh, okay.
to come upon accidentally.
Yeah, you can head to one of those areas. Usually they're like staff only, but like
Yeah.
you can break the lock off with your new claws.
Yeah, exactly. And as she walks,
I imagine
after several,
that's probably, you know, when you're able to break a lock with your bare fucking hands, probably raises questions.
but as she's walking, finally she'll ask, "If you're not as omniscient, then how did you know this was going to happen?"
It was a matter of time.
And what told you when the time was coming?
I might not be omniscient, but I'm observant.
Then what did you observe?
The sky growing black, an eclipse that was not planned. The meteors. There were windows in your house, dumbass. You were just too preoccupied with sticking your nose in a book to notice. Besides, the air was getting thinner. It was harder for you to breathe. The temperature was rising, all telltale signs.
Fuku will also note these signs in case. It seems like a good thing to know.
Did you grab some notebooks like I had told you to?
Well, if you're so observant, you already know the answer to that.
Yes. Good. You will likely need them.
We're gonna do some fucking cool ass math.
Does Fuyuko say that?
No!
Okay, good!
Fuku's not. She's not super excited about math.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful mini means to an end.
Do you have any more questions, or is it my turn?
You have questions for me?
Not,
She says that with some degree of amusement.
not quite. I simply meant there were some things I wanted to bring to your attention.
Feel free.
I am a being made from the essence of this world. And, well, the other one, but it's not too fond of the demonic. I am intertwined with what makes this world exist. The magical and the mundane. And now, you are intertwined with me. I am made up of magic, and now you have a piece of me making you up. You're smart, Fuyuko. You can figure out where I'm going with this.
Yes, I can.
It won't be as easy for you as it is for me, but you have the framework. And now, well, you have the best teacher you could ever ask for.
Tell me everything you know about magic.
There's quite a bit, and
We
as
have
of
plenty of time.
that is true. As of right now, the fusion is still weak. You have the framework for basic spells, but some of the more complicated things might take a little longer. That's why I wanted you to bring the notebooks. Hence, you may write down the incantations you need in order to access the power, so I don't have to coach you through it every time.
Furiko's spellbook is gonna be just like a standard 3 ring. I like that.
Yeah. Maybe one day you'll have things memorized, won't need to reference notes. Wouldn't count on it, though.
She takes offense to that.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of the comment.
Yeah, I've noticed that about a lot of its comments.
This will likely be the only way you'll manage to survive. The world is about to get much more hostile and dangerous soon. You need to keep up. Status and power only get you so far. Strength gets you the rest of the way.
Then I will get that strength.
Good girl.
It's like needles, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Each one isn't that annoying, but it's just oh.
You can see why I was like, oh, you interacting with this is gonna be great.
Oh fuck.
When it's calmed down up there, we should head to Shibuya. It is one of the highest densities of people in any given moment, so it is the most likely that if there were to be a group of survivors, it would be there.
How far away is Shibuya?
Honestly, Tokyo is a very large city, and generally you kind of go by subway, and that's not really an option anymore. So you kind of have to walk. So it will take you a while, but it's not gonna take that long.
Like in terms of hours or days?
I
Perhaps.
don't think it's gonna take you over a day.
Yeah, okay. Got
I'll
it.
tell you, out of character, it will, but that's because of stuff that Fuyuko does not know
exactly.
about. In terms of Fuyuko knows it will take less than a day. At least
especially,
it should.
Especially since there's no traffic in a subway.
Yeah.
Not anymore, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if she doesn't have a flashlight with her, she's gonna see if there's one down here.
Yeah, alright, I can say that you can find a flashlight down here. You have to take it as like one of your starting items, but yeah.
Okay, I'll write that down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so there's not a standard set of starting items?
Well, you get to choose like a certain amount of expensive items, a certain amount of inexpensive items, kind of thing. So I'm just saying,
okay.
like, for one of your items, pick a flashlight then.
Got it.
Yeah.
Alright. But the rest will be.
Yeah, and then also like
things I
your
got.
yeah, then also like a phone, because you did mention you using a phone.
Yeah.
So just like the starting items are the stuff that you rather picked up on the way, or from the 0 to the 1, or that you had in the 0. So
Got it. Okay, so it can be stuff I pick up after this.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So like your weapon will likely be something that you picked up. Anyway.
Knowing SMT, I'm just gonna find a gun somewhere, perhaps.
And this gun I found.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Less
holding a
likely in
gun's gonna be
Japan
very
than
difficult for your
Oh my god!
hands. Yeah. Speaking of, does Fuko have anything to say about that?
Are these permanent?
Oh, yes, that. It is a side effect of our beings merging. You begin to look a little bit more like me. So, yes.
If I can see these hands, why couldn't I see you before me? If this is what your hands look like, and I can see them, why could I not see you when you appeared before me in front of the demon.
Ah, that. How best to put this? Your body is made to contain a single soul. Yours. It has
Hopefully.
been forced to contain two. Yours and mine. That puts a lot of stress on both your body and your soul. Your mind. The reason you now can see what my hands would look like is because that has now been merged into your body. If you're trying to picture in your mind's eye what I look like, it would be impossible. That me appearing before you was not me appearing before you physically, but more projecting myself into your vision, into your mind. Perhaps if we were still separate, you'd be able to comprehend my form. But as it stands, you'll have to deal with a voice in your head.
The hands are a proxy then.
Of a sort. Again, this is what my hands would look like. And because now we have begun to merge, at least in soul, in essence, the physical must reflect the mental.
Then we should head out.
Pause for a second. Maybe, but there's something we should do first. And as you get the impression that he's listening for something, that the voice.
She too will listen.
You hear some sounds of what appears to be a battle, a struggle, on the surface.
Can she tell anything about like the size of it or what's going on?
It seems rather large, and it's not like, the slaughter that was happening. Something is fighting back against the demons. It's putting up a good fight.
Who is that? One of your friends?
Depends. We should go and investigate.
Fuyuko's confident enough. So Fuyuko's gonna head out and look for the closest platform, I suppose.
Okay. Like, head upstairs, head to the, overworld
The
kind of
nearest-
thing.
The overworld.
Exit the
Yeah,
train station.
Yes.
Okay. You exit the train station, and you see, a commotion, a battle. You see a Nippon Datara alongside what appears to be a few different plant people. They look like that.
Baby!
Yeah. And they're fighting hordes of flying people. They look like that. And you notice a few other figures that you can't make out through the commotion.
Would you like to explain to me what's going on here?
Sure, why not? I mean, keeping you in the dark only serves both of our detriment. It appears that some angels have decided to come down to combat the apocalypse. If you're waiting for a longer explanation, there isn't one.
So that's what you are, an angel.
I wouldn't put myself on the same league as them. But, in a way, And as he says this, roll me a speed roll. It's instinctual, it's reflexive. Roll me a speed roll, difficulty of 5.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that. 9.
9. Yeah, you fail.
Fuck
You notice one of the angels notices you. And it heads your way with the spear. You hear a voice kind of thing, echoey, kind of almost divine. Mortal, halt.
Get ready to blast it.
You get ready to blast it, and you hear the voice like, pause for a second. And as you know, you kind of get the impression the angel is saying something, the voice is also saying something. So it's kind of two different inputs. Who are you going to focus on?
Wait.
Who are you going to focus on?
Okay. The thing in my head isn't. I'm gonna ignore it because fuck it. Listen to the angel.
Oh no. Okay. The angel is kind of. It feels almost like a recorded speech kind of thing. It feels very kind of stiff and, you know, dispassionate, kind of not a personal thing. And it is going off, talking about, that this is like, fear not, mortal, for, you know, although it may be frightful, although the end may be near, the world will be born anew, kind of thing. And it seems as if it's kind of going off on a spiel before it's going to kill you.
That's what it sounded like, yeah.
Yes. And that's when the voice in your head kind of picks up a bit more, and it's just, are you listening?
No.
Lend me control.
Fuck that. like she doesn't say it out loud, but like to herself, she's like, fuck that.
You feel your hands tense, as if it is trying to take control.
Could I try to resist control?
Roll me a might defense roll, difficulty of 6. Actually, we'll start off lower. Let's start with 3.
Okay. And I don't have any way to increase this.
You can put effort, yes.
Okay, but because I do.
You can apply effort. Would you like to apply effort?
So give me a second. To think. So, because of my character combination, I can basically apply 1 effort for 3 to intelligence checks. That's how that works.
I think so.
That's how exhaustion was it?
I'll have to check. This is not an intellect roll. This is a might defense roll.
I'm just trying to figure out like how the terminology works and like when I can add stuff. So and the only thing I can just not add stuff to is reflex checks.
Yes. So yeah, This is a might defense roll. If you'd like to use effort, you can.
I'm gonna use 1 effort.
Okay.
Because Fuku does not want to give up. Fuku is not comfortable with
giving up a little control. Yeah.
Giving up seemingly a bit more control than she's ready to. 13.
Okay, you pass. You manage to hold on, and the voice seems very irritated. It's just, you've narrowly avoided death once. Would you like to do it a second time, or have you given up?
If I can survive on my own, I'm not giving you control.
Ha ha! Oh, you are just as stupid as the other mortals. It's going to try again. Difficulty of 4 this time.
Is the angel ahead of me still had some coming?
A little. It is still going off.
Oh shit. She's gonna try to resist again, but being conscious of the fact that I think I have like 3 max might or something like that.
You do not have 3 max might. I can tell you for free.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let you spend effort on, or I'll let you spend effort once or twice more.
Okay.
On might.
Not much.
So not much, yeah.
Yeah. In light of that, like it's really. She's gonna. I'm gonna try without the.
Okay.
11.
You fail.
Yay!
No, you fail. Yeah. So, you feel your hands. You can't control your hands. You see it move, not of your own accord. And then you feel that sensation begin to spread throughout your body. You feel as if you're being pushed into the back seat, and someone else has taken the wheel.
As she's losing control, she says out loud, "How fucking dare you!"
You get cut off at how fucking, or
Yeah.
how fucking kind of thing. Then just,
But he hears the rest in my head.
yes, yeah, and he just, and he kind of raises his hand. It raises your hand.
Yeah.
And you can't really see it, but I'll tell you as a player, your irises are a striking green now. When the voice is in control. And it raises its hand and looks at the angel. And as the angel's about to strike home with the spear, it grabs it and throws it to the side. And says, "Kneel!" And the angel falters. He says, "What did you just say to me, mortal?" And the voice...
Rico's like, I don't know how much autonomy she has, but like, she's like mentally trying to gain control, but she's not really sure how she goes about that.
Fair. I'm gonna say this is not gonna be a roll just because I would like the scene to play out.
No, me too.
The voice speaks again. "Kneel before your superior." And the angel seems to recognize that voice. And it bows its head. The angel bows its head. "You will serve this mortal as if it were me. Do you understand?" And the angel nods. "I would like a verbal response when I ask a question." And the angel says, "I understand." "Good. Now from your lord, from your god, rise." And the angel will pick its weapon up and stand up again and begin to fly again. And with that, it kind of lowers his hand. It lowers your hand.
My hand.
Yes. And it just thinks. And it just kind of it feels like it's looking at you. Kind of thing, like waiting for like a like you're welcome kind of vibe.
How fucking dare you do that to me?
It would not have listened to you. Demons might. Demons, the filth beneath your boot, might listen and hear your words. But to the angelic, to the divine, not yet. You hold a piece of my strength, a piece of my power. This already makes you one of the most important mortals on this planet. It means many a demon will respect you and be willing to work for you. It means many an angel will do the same. You simply need to know what to say and how.
How about next time I do it then?
Next time, maybe. And with that, it will give control back.
So did the angel leave?
No, the angel is just hovering there.
Or just hanging out?
Yeah. And I'll tell you, that is going to be your starting demon. An angel.
I figured.
Yep.
I've recruited an angle.
You have recruited an angle. Congration. What is Fuyuko gonna do?
Well, first she's gonna look up at the angel. And she's gonna say... Oh fuck, where are we going? That's me! That's me!
Okay, Shibuya. You're going to Shibuya.
You see, the fun thing about me playing Fuyuko is I'm not as smart as Fuyuko.
That's great. That's beautiful.
And I'm gonna tell it we're going to Shibuya.
The angel nods.
She feels a bit better having this thing that's like I feel like okay. I don't want to. I don't want to like. I don't want to come off as if she's like an entirely self-righteous bitch.
Mhm.
But this like she's had a hard day.
She deserves a bit of self-righteousness as a treat.
Yeah. Exactly. So she's happy to have this thing serving her, as it were.
Insert horny
Perhaps
comment
she-
about Fuyuko here.
I wish I could say.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Perhaps she'll be nicer when she calms down. When she's had some time to reflect.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Insert horny comment?
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
Hey.
Dear Lord, I am a lesbian.
Oh my god. Everyone's horny for Fuyuko.
Yep.
Great.
Anyway. So yeah, some of the angels and the demons they were fighting, it's calmed down a bit. Kind of as you were that interaction. It wasn't very important. Wasn't on your radar as to things going on right now. A bit more important is the angel about to fucking stab you. So yeah, it's kind of been moved elsewhere kind of vibes. It is, calmed down. Dead demons, dead angels. Yeah. What is
Then as I'm walking, on the surface actually, she's gonna ask the angel, you know the voice?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
The voice in your head who can also hear what you're saying.
I know it.
It's 'cause, frankly, I'm a little insulted. It's kind of sarcastic.
Yeah.
It is not my place to speak words of it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I just... Would someone... Oh, whatever.
I just love that, oh for fuck's sake, it's just me smiley face. Smiley.
The voice also doing just a sideways smiley face. Why are you here, Angel, then?
Initially,
Because of the demons?
yes. Me and many others of the divine origin decided to attempt to stall, halt, prevent the apocalypse. We were unsuccessful.
So now you're trying to clean it up.
Yes.
Why kill humans?
The angel actually genuinely pauses at that.
Uh-oh.
The order and balance of the world has been disrupted. Simply eliminating the demonic does not fix the problem. Sometimes all must be culled in order to start anew.
Fuyuko's gonna think about that. Like, so maybe there's no solution to this.
Are we going to get going anytime soon?
Yes. Right now, in fact.
Good. And if the angel is bothering you, if you want some peace and quiet, so to speak, You can send it away. It will return at your call. Also,
Put
please.
it in its Pokeball.
Also, please note, yes, the voice is using it for the angel as in a dehumanizing way. The angel does have pronouns.
Oh, in the way that I'm using it for the voice.
Yes, the voice. Although the voice's pronouns actually are its.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought you referred to it before as he.
Oh yeah, that was an accident entirely.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But yeah.
She thinks about sending it away.
With most demons, they will give you a word in their language, the language of the demonic, with some significance, some magic etched into it. So, with a simple phrase, generally their name, they will be able to be summoned. With the divine, it's a little easier, at least for you.
Would it like to elaborate? She says to the voice.
Well, a piece of me is a piece of you, and the divine recognize my superiority. Many do. Some are rebellious. If the angel has already agreed to serve you, you simply have to call out to it, whether mentally, physically, whatever. They will appear. They will recognize the mark I have left upon your soul in the process of fusion.
Do you have a name, Angel?
Don't refer to me as a mere...
I'm not talking to you. Voice.
Oh, this is going to get confusing. Now, the angel simply bows its head and says, "My name is unimportant. Anything you wish to call me, I may be called by."
Oh, the asshole in me is really tempted to say, "All right, unimportant."
Oh, you dick!
Actually, just because she's in a bad mood and she thinks it's funny. All right, unimportant. I'll call for you when I need you.
The angel nods and flies away. So yeah, the angel flies away, and I'm presuming now you're about to head off for Shibuya.
I just realized, looking at this angel's stats, I could kill this in a single thing. Hit.
It's a tier 1, yes.
There was a bit of a yeah. Okay, so that's kind of how the power thing works.
Yeah.
Characters are slightly more powerful than the demons.
Well, there are 10 tiers of demons and only 6 tiers for characters.
At least the base. Oh.
Yes. Tier
The
1 demons are generally kind of fodder, although I'm probably going to adjust some stats because I think that's a bit iffy, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
their attack option, as it were.
What?
Never mind.
Ah.
Demons. Oh yes, so yeah, looking at the algorithm, the demon stats, the thing in my head is, yes, level 10.
Fuck. You've already noticed that.
It does make sense.
Yeah,
It does
and it
follow.
also, just kind of concerning, because tier 10 demons are the only tier of demons that you can't actually recruit and are reserved for, very strong
Boss.
demons that you fight as, like, the final boss kind of thing.
Yeah,
So, yeah. may or may not have the final boss in your head.
That's what I was thinking.
uh,
Fujita is the final boss.
Fuko is a boss.
Okay, yeah, I know, but
Uh,
but is she my boss?
I feel like there's a joke there. But I'm too stupid to figure out what it is.
Perhaps.
Alright. So, back to game.
Yeah. Well, having sent off unimportant.
Fucking asshole.
when Fuyuko calms down, she'll perhaps hope that it takes it as a joke.
Fair.
But for now, it seems that her only option is to head for Shibuya. So she may as well get started.
Alright. Yeah, you begin to head off to Shibuya. And kind of as you're walking, the voice would be speaking to you, answering questions you might have, and, of course, teaching you magic.
That is what I was going to ask. Like, is there any other magic I can do without the furthering of fusion?
Yeah. And I will say that will be for a vignette, because I think this is a nice place to end the 0.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's just going to end with you walking off, or beginning to walk to Shibuya.
I'm Minamoto Fuko, and you're watching the Disney Channel.
We're gonna get copyright strike.
Yeah, that's a good one. To just get kicked off the internet.